Syracuse looking for a third trip to the Final Four. Last time Texas played for a title, 1947, they were the Mighty Mites. Carmelo Anthony, a mighty man, far out, 16.6 rebounds in the first half. Brad Buckman, 5 for 5, 12 points in the first half. Texas down 3 at the break. Second half, TJ Ford, just 7 of 27 in his last 2 tourney games, 12 points, 13 assists in this game. Texas down 1. Brandon Mouton from the corner. He had 25 points, 5 of 9 on the 3, and the Texans take a 2-point lead. Q's up a deuce. Jerry McNamara, another super rookie for Jim Boeheim's club. He had 19 points. Q's up 5. McNamara open again. Hakeem Warwick coming from out of bounds to get it, and then he flushes it. Called for the charge, but the bucket counts. Take another look. Warwick says here that this is nasty. Syracuse pulling away up 10. Brian Boddicker stripped by McNamara, who's going to find Melo. He dunks it. Syracuse, their largest lead of the game, they're up a half rack. Just over a minute to go. Texas down to touchdown. Boddicker far out. Texas cuts it to 4. 43 seconds left. Q's up 5. Anthony inbounds to Warwick and back to Anthony. Lays it up and in. Anthony, a career and game high 33 points. Syracuse wins it 95-84. Anthony, the 33 points, 1 point shy of the school record for points in an NCAA tournament game. That record 34 by Gary Clark back in 1957 against Lafayette. Syracuse in the title game on the same court. It had a chance to win it all 16 years ago. Of course, they were outsmarted by Keith. Texas, the only 1 seed to reach the Final Four. OUT out.
First national semi, Marquette in Kansas. Roy Williams, the head Hawk, has his team there for the 4th time. Dwayne Wade, Marquette there, first time since 1977. First half, Kansas up 2. One of the many Marquette misses. Kansas pushing in tempo. As always, Heinrich spots up. He'll hit the 3. He was 3 of 7 from deep. Dwayne Wade, only the 3rd triple-double in tournament history to get to New Orleans, gets it and the foul, but Marquette down 3. Wade would finish with 19. Then Kansas gets moving. Wade, the miss. We go the other way. Kansas, they like to run. Heinrich will finish, and he'll finish with 18. 11-point lead. Nick Collison, 12 points, 15 rips. They didn't need him. How about Heinrich again for 3? Kansas up 21. Heinrich will miss, but that's okay. Collison, rebound, hoop, then Heinrich. They just get it to him. Thank you. Tied at 12 after 6 minutes. Kansas up 29 at the half, 59-30. Roy, he enjoys it. Second half, Kansas up 31 and adding to it. Aaron Miles from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He was so deep. They led by as many as 43. He had 18. Oh. Turnover. Langford got it. He led the Beakers with 23 points, 11 of 14 shooting. Keep those rooms through Monday night. 94-61. Kansas a winner. Sometimes you don't have to play all 40 minutes. Sometimes a good 20 will do. KU a basket shy of the largest blowout in national semifinal history. They shot 54%, and the ones they missed, they went and got back a 51-38 rebounding edge. Marquette, 55% from 3, getting to the Final Four, just 3 of 16 in this one. Travis Diener, 1 of 11 from the field. Roy Williams, yeah, just like he coached him up.
It is an attitude. I've always felt like that we're going to try to attack you. I've always said that we can win in the 50s or 60s, but we just enjoy playing more in the 80s or 90s.
Just at that step where we have 1 game to play. If we play well, you know, we'll have a great shot at winning. So, you know, it's just all you can really do is just focus on the next game. And like I told the team, just try not to read any papers, watch Sports Center, anything like that, because all we got to do is focus on who we play.
We did not play well. That's an obvious statement, but they are very, very, very good. And their leadership from Roy on down is very, very prevalent when you're out there on the same floor with that team.
Not watch sports.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Williams has to wait 12 years between Final Four wins, 2nd longest drought of any head coach all time, tied with fellow Hawk great Fog Allen. Only Indiana's Branch McCracken went longer between Final Four victories, 13 years, but he won a national title.
Well, I'll tell you this, it was either Roy Williams or Jim Boeheim. They had combined for 1,070 career coaching victories. but 0 title game wins. That would change in New Orleans Monday night. Would this be Roy Williams' final game? Would it be Carmelo Anthony's final game? Hi, Nick Collison. First half, Jerry McNamara for Thorpe. Syracuse up by 9. That would be a recurring theme. Then McNamara, though, trying to save a loose ball while falling out of bounds, hurts his hand on the scores table. Equipment flying everywhere. McNamara would have to have the hand looked at, but he would return, and he came back as good as new. The freshman open for Thorpe. McNamara, another Thorpe. He had 18 points, hit 6 threes, all in the first half. Later in the first half, Keith Langford fouled hard by Anthony. They say it's an intentional foul, and there's some disrespecting going on there. That's never good. First half winding down, and it's Anthony for Thorpe. Syracuse up 11 at halftime. Their 53 first half points, the most ever in a championship game. But Anthony with a back brace, in some pain, still had 20 points, 10 boards, and 7 assists, but clearly not 100%. Aaron Miles here, Kirk Heinrich there. 2 of his 16. Back come the Jayhawks. They are down only 3. Anthony, the freshman Anthers, another Thorpe. Anthony. Syracuse hit 11 of 18 threes. Some injury issues here for the Jayhawks. Heinrich twists his left ankle while falling out of bounds. He would have to have the ankle retaped. He would return. Kansas, awful at the free throw line. Collison missed 6 straight at one point. In fact, the Jayhawks missed a championship game record 18 free throws, but Collison had 19 points, 21 rebounds. First 20 rebound title game since Bill Walton in 72. Horrible. 20 seconds left. Heinrich for the tie. In and out. Heinrich just 6 of 20 from the floor. Kansas will get another chance. Michael Lee, open look. Hakeem Warwick with the play of the game, the big block. Warwick, who had missed 2 free throws after the Heinrich miss, makes the big play. Heinrich, one more shot. It's long. Kansas just 4 of 20 from three-point range, and Syracuse wins 81-78. The Orangemen, who began the season unranked in the preseason polls, finish it with a national championship on the same floor where Keith Smart's game winner beat Syracuse 16 years ago. We heard how good the Big 12 was. Syracuse went 5-0 versus the Big 12 this season, with 4 of those wins coming in the NCAA tournament. Jim Boeheim, the longest current tenured coach in college basketball, 27 years after starting in 1976, when his first contract paid him $28,000, wins Syracuse's first national championship.
As I said before the tournament, you know, I want to win this thing. I'm tremendously happy. I'm really more happy for the players and for really our fans. Our fans have been unbelievable every place we've been.
As much as I hurt right now, and I told him this after the game, is I was happy for Jimmy Boeheim. I think over so many years he hasn't gotten the respect he deserves, and I really am happy that I think he'll get more of it now. I hate that it was at our expense. There's no question about that, but all you can do in college athletics is do the absolute best you can.
Yeah, we the national champs. Yeah, exactly. I enjoy every moment. I don't regret coming to college. I had a fun year. I had a great year on the court and off the court at school. And just being around my teammates and being with my coaching staff, they just made me so proud.
You know, any high school kid in the country needs to take a serious look at Kansas if they're recruiting them, because you're not gonna play for a better man. You're not gonna play for a better staff. You know, I wouldn't trade for anything. I wouldn't give $1 million to be on Syracuse's team right now. They have a ring, but you know, my experience here has been unbelievable.
I love the way that they fought until the very end, and things didn't look good a lot of times during that game, but they never quit playing. That's what college athletics is supposed to be all about.
We're national champs. There's nothing to describe it. You know, we're the champs.
Certainly are. Carmelo Anthony, a big reason why, just the 3rd freshman to win most outstanding player honors, and the first since Louisville's Purvis Ellison in 1986. Anthony's 53 points in the Final Four are the most ever by a freshman.
Number 2 in the tournament, number 1 in Kansas, in what very much appeared to be a lose him or lose me to North Carolina showdown between Roy Williams and his boss, athletic director Al Bohl. The school went with Williams. Tuesday fired Bohl. The coach not fond of Bohl, who replaced his friend, former AD Bob Frederick. Football coach Mark Mangino also not a fan. Plus, the university with concerns about possible NCAA transgression in Bohl's past while leading Fresno State's athletic department. Bohl He blames one guy. This is a sad day for college athletics when a basketball coach has the power to hire and fire a university athletics director.
Roy Williams has never once said to me that Al Bull should be fired. He's never once said to me, if Al Bull doesn't go, I will go.
I was bending over backwards, folks, to try to do everything so that Roy would feel comfortable and recognize that an athletic director is trying to truly help the basketball program. I understand the realities of the athletics pyramid of popularity. I believe the Kansas basketball coach had the power to hold his athletic director in his hand like a dove. And he had the choice to either crush me with his power of influence or let me fly with my visions for a better total program. He chose to crush me.
All right, so for perspective here, eyebrows were raised when North Carolina fired its head coach because the players complained. Along those same lines, Roy Williams said he might agree to stay at Kansas as long as the school agreed to fire his boss. Now, as soon as they do fire Williams' boss in Lawrence, he says he would still talk to Dean Smith about the job in Chapel Hill. North Carolina has asked for and been granted permission to interview Williams for their job. Here's Andy Katz.
Trying to predict what Roy Williams does is pointless. Just look back at 3 years ago. He told Dean Smith he would take the North Carolina job and then reversed his decision after spending a week in Lawrence. If he takes the North Carolina job this time, it will be because Dean Smith has asked yet again. And more than likely at age 53, he wouldn't have a third chance. Also, one of his daughters lives in North Carolina. He's got a home there, and he plays lots of golf. If he does go to North Carolina, it will set up a major domino effect with possibly Illinois' Bill Self going to Kansas. If he decides to stay at Kansas, then North Carolina more than likely will turn to Larry Brown or George Karl out of the NBA, and then possibly Tennessee's Buzz Peterson, thus limiting the effect.
More from Andy Katz now. Andy reports Georgia will meet again with Western Kentucky head coach Dennis Felton. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reporting Felton will be named as Jim Herrick's replacement in Athens sometime later this week.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression, but sometimes you get a second opportunity to land that dream job. The most famous Kansan of all once said, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home." Roy Williams' line 3 years ago also grabbed a special place in the hearts of Kansans. "I'm staying, if that's okay with you," Roy said. But Monday, Williams decided Dorothy must have had it right all along. There's no place like home. And home for Roy Williams is North Carolina. So the coach clicked his heels together, and his dream job, head coach at North Carolina, is now reality.
Sunday afternoon, I was in Los Angeles at the Wooden Awards presentation talking to Coach Wooden and the other coaches in a roundtable discussion, and Nick Collison walked in the back of the room, and I got up and walked out looking for a payphone because I started to call Dick a second time and tell him I can't do it. So last night when I got on the plane and left Los Angeles, I said that I was going to make a decision, and when I landed, whatever decision that was, I was going to stick with because it was going to be the right decision. And when I landed, the right decision was to come to North Carolina. Last time I decided to stay because it was the right thing. This time, I decided to leave because it was the right thing. I was a Tar Heel born. When I die, I'll be a Tar Heel dead. But in the middle, I have been Tar Heel and Jayhawk bred, and I am so, so happy and proud of that.
Gut-wrenching decision for Williams. Only one coach in history who's been to at least one Final Four has a higher overall winning percentage than Williams, and that is legendary Adolph Rupp, who had an .822 winning percentage, won 4 titles at Kentucky. Of the top 4 winningest coaches of all time, only Roy Williams has a losing record in the Final Four. It is 2-4, including his national championship loss to Syracuse this season. With more on Williams' move from Kansas to Carolina, here's Jay Billis.
In accepting the head coaching position at North Carolina, Roy Williams is essentially coming home. Williams was raised in North Carolina and learned the game as an assistant to Dean Smith for a decade before going to Kansas as the head coach for the next 15 years. Williams returns to North Carolina as a Hall of Fame caliber coach with instant credibility with the players and with the Carolina family. Williams understands the Carolina culture and can heal the hurt feelings that occurred in the Carolina program over the last several years. There can be reasons reasonable disagreement whether North Carolina did the right thing in the hiring and the subsequent firing of Matt Doherty. There can be no disagreement that at this time, Roy Williams is the absolute right man to lead North Carolina into the future and to lead the Tar Heel program back among the nation's truly elite.